Panzerkampf.
In the blue square are the Brie Munsters, submitted by Hikari. This team consists of 10 Hachirokus. And facing off against them from the red square is Team Transition Metal 146, submitted by Cythphn. This team consists of 6 Cobalt tanks, 4 Rhodiums, and 1 Iridium. Alright, the tanks are ready, and so am I. Let's get this thing underway in 3, 2, 1, fight! Alright, 20-minute timer set. I found that's a very good compromise for the the kind of lag that I get in these matches usually. And I'm not going to do a 50-minute video just because we're getting severe lag. So 20 minutes is a good compromise. Oh no, there goes the sign. The cute little sign on top of the Brie Munsters spawn stick is gone. The cage design on the side of the Team Transition Metal gets kind of knocked over, and oh my gosh, look at this focused fire coming in. Look at this. Look at it. The Brie Munsters do not care. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Instant cheese ball. Instant cheese ball. This happened last time. There goes 3, 4, 5. This is what killed them last time. You had a bunch of them run into each other. There they go. Oh dear. Well, one seems to have died. I think the rest are okay. They just need to not do that again. Stop sliding into each other. Why do you do this? And they're doing it again. All of them are just piling into the same group. I don't know why this happens. There goes another one. So that's 2 of them down. To friendly fire, no less. I mean, they were doing great. They were shredding this Iridium, and still kind of are. There's fire coming out of Team Transition Metal now. Oh dear, 2 of the Cobalt seem to have suffered some, well, Rhodium and a Cobalt seem to have suffered some technical difficulties. Just, look at it, just a giant cheese ball in the middle. Firing into each other because they're so low. You lost 2, I think 2. Not as bad as it was last match, but they don't need to be grouping like that. They need to spread out. Interestingly enough, I accidentally ran this earlier with 100% detection on, because I left it that way from my Knitter Speed Demon series, and they didn't do this. So I'm wondering if it has to do something with detection, or maybe it's just pure luck, I don't know. If so, I'm sorry, Hikari. I wish you could have gotten that match, but it's not fair to people if I run it with 100%. The Iridium is not looking too good, but, I mean, it's looking better than the Brie Munsters right now. That spawn stick may be taking some of the hits for it. These shells are still piling into it, though, and it's doing its job. It's supposed to take up a bunch of hits. At least that's what I've been told. Brie Munster's tangling with a Cobalt. It doesn't care. It's still going to fire at the Iridium. These things are just... oh my goodness. I think that one's AI dead, probably. I don't know. That one over there is. Oh, come on, see it. Come on, Brie Munsters. Most of the damage done to them has been done by their own team. In fact, I don't think Team Transition Metal has really scored much hits on these things. Much hits, what am I saying? Many hits. And they've been focusing them down really well. I don't know what this one's doing. It's just kind of sitting there. I guess it lost its engine. Or its AI. It's not going AI dead, though. Little shells plunking into it. They do have some good sturdy armor on the sides, too. All these collisions and these heat shells, because they're so compact, all the heat shells going into them from their own friendlies or not heat shells, I'm sorry, they're frag shells, have really done a number on their own team. I think that's really where a lot of the damage has come out of. I haven't seen a lot of hits from Team Transition Metal. This poor Iridium, just soaking up the damage. I don't know if it's still alive. Where is it? Oh, it's AI dead. Okay, well, I guess that means the Brie Munsters have full permission to engage at will with the rest of the hostiles. But I guess look at just how many they've lost already. Oh, a Rhodium gets airlifted. Unfortunately, its fellow Rhodium was right behind it, so that shell that missed it went clean through and hit it instead. This deactivated Brie Munster is probably going to help soak up some damage. I don't know what's wrong with it. Well, now I know what's wrong with it. The ammunition just lit off. And it's looking like a pretty even fight, all things considered. The Iridium is gone. If it came down to hit points, though, I don't think it would matter because, while the Iridium was a huge chunk of the Team Transition Metal's hit points, the Brie Munsters have sacrificed many of their own to make that kill, and so, you know, it's down to who can really put in the most effective fire, and it looks like the answer is the Brie Munsters right now. I don't see that little shell isn't going to go anywhere. It's just going to kind of dunk. They're still trying to kill this Brie Munster, and it's not going very well. I don't know what you made your tanks out of, Hikaris. It's not Swiss cheese, that's for sure, because they only poke holes in themselves when they ram into each other. The guns on the Team Transition Metal do practically nothing to them. Some very nice shells you've got here too. Oh, look at that. Burst of frag straight across the front of its enemies. The few that are remaining do a really good job. Just need to stop hitting each other. Because as far as I've seen, their shells are way more effective than Team Transition's metals, and that means that when they hit each other, it's pretty bad. These two rhodiums are stuck together. I don't see any cobalts around. There are two cobalts back here. Two more wedged up here. Guys, that's not what you want to be doing right now. You need to get over here and help your friends. There's only like 4 or 5 of these things left. You need to kill them off quickly. Look at how much of this one's missing, and it's still functional. It's still running around. It still wants a piece of a transition metal. Look at that. The gun's still alive, too. It looks like most of it's still active. It's just got to turn that turret around. And not get shot in the... Oh, dear. Well, there goes another one. I don't know what happened to this one. I'm looking. Oh, there it is. Oh. AI got shut off for some reason. That's weird. Well, it doesn't have a driving AI, but it sure does have its cannon back. And it hasn't fired much, so it's had full time to reload. Oh, jeez. I think it's trying to fire at that one back there. No, you need to shoot this one right in front of you. Look how fast these things fire. And those are frag shells, so that's... Oh, the top pop goes the rhodium. It'd been better if it was a cobalt. You say, pop goes the cobalt. Oh, dear. Oh, jeez. Only half of the Brie Munsters remain, yet they are just absolutely shredding Team Transition Metal 146. You saw how quickly they dispatched the iridium, and that's with half of them piling into a gigantic cheese ball at the beginning. Since I already mentioned that I messed up with that first recording, I'm just gonna go ahead and let you know. I only realized it was 100% when I realized that every single shell from the Brie Munsters was hitting dead center of the iridium. I was like, man, they're accurate. Oh, wait a second. But I think, if I remember correctly, they tore the thing to shreds. They didn't actually core it. They brought it to like 54% in the first 2 minutes of real time. Okay, now that's like 40 seconds of in-game time. So these things absolutely destroyed the iridium. And it was about that time that I called the video off. I was like, oh shoot, nah, that's not gonna work. And you get this this walking disaster. But as we can see, it's, oh dear, just a matter of time. Well, maybe not. This Brie Munster is done. Well cooked Brie. But as you can see, this rhodium's lost its gun. You see the size there. They're not normally that large. That means that it lost some. Yep, the whole turret's just gone. And I think this Munster is reloading. Yeah, I think they're all reloading. You see that none of them are firing. None of the other enemies are firing either. So, well, there goes a cobalt. But you see how fast these things move. It's really not going to be a big issue. What they do need to watch out for is getting rammed by these things. You see they have these little rams on the front. These aren't very heavy, and they're not very big. But they move fast enough, and the Brie Munsters certainly move fast enough that a collision with those rams could be fatal to one of these Munsters, especially one that's injured like this. So they need to stay away from the cobalts, I think, at this point. As ironic as it may sound, because the cobalts are actually the distraction tanks. The rhodiums aren't going to do much with their guns. In fact, I think all but one of them has been disabled. But this little cobalt could cause quite a few problems if he actually rams one of them. Or if they ram him. Oh no, don't back up into him. Oh, yep, okay. Ramming averted, narrowly. It just skids it out of the way. These things slide like crazy. I don't know what Hachiroku stands for, but I assume it means Tokyo Drift. I'm going to assume that. This Brie Munster cannot move, but it just wants a piece of that. There we go. Let me give its control back. I'm assuming it wants to kill this rhodium. It just can't. It is reloading. I don't even know if they can reload. I've seen ammo detonation, so I'm assuming they can, but it probably takes a very long time. Because I'm almost certain they use, what are they called? Belt-fed autoloaders. We're down to 11 minutes. The cobalt's like, come on, buddy, let's get out of here while it's still reloading. I'll push you out of the way. Let's go. Let's go. Run, 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 run. It just pushed its rhodium out of the way. It was like, you don't need to be in front of that. Let's move. Let's move. I think that's a very wise call. This thing's still reloading, but if he had been in point blank when it reloaded, that would have been pretty much game over for the Rhodium. Rhodium wants more, though. It's going back in. I just heard cannon fire. That's probably a Cobalt. I don't know. It might take the entire 11 minutes remaining for the Brie Munsters to reload. Of course, once they do reload, I'm pretty sure they will absolutely shred Team Transition Metal's remaining tanks, but until that point, we have a bit of a stalemate. Oh, that's not good. You don't need to take out more of your own. Stop that. Is he even alive? I don't think it's alive anymore. Oh, it's still alive. Wow. Impressive building by Hikari. Even after a collision like that, ammo detonation. Now, of course, because it just detonated its ammo deposit, that means that this Brie Munster can no longer reload. And really, it's kind of sad when you think about it, but the only thing preventing the Brie Munsters from winning this at this point is their own driving ability and the fact that they have belt-fed autoloaders and very little ammunition. Or at least I'm assuming that's the problem, because you saw them just unload for a full 5 minutes, and then they just sit here and they can't do anything. You probably don't want to reverse in front of that Cobalt. I'm just going to say, yeah, that's right, move out of the way. They're more agile than the Team Transition Metal. They have better guns. They honestly seem to have better armor, too. But they just, you know, they've run out of ammo, and they're gonna try to sit here and wait and see what becomes of them. Come on, reload. If you don't have enough ammunition, belt-fed autoloaders are a real pain to reload. Oh, don't ram that. Okay, phew. Stop just in time there. And the heavy armor on them, you see it's kind of scattered everywhere. It really does make them very hard to penetrate, especially with the low caliber guns that the Team Transition Metal seems to be rocking. The Iridium had a good gun for taking out these things. I believe it was high explosive for frag, and it was a large caliber gun too, so it could probably have splashed one of these and killed it pretty quickly. But oh no, oh, phew, okay, that was almost disastrous. You need to stop doing that. Okay, was that, who's that? No. You're hurting your friend. Ooh, that was a close one. That Cobalt came driving through looking for a bruising. Uh-oh. Someone's reloaded their gun. Oh, okay, well, it just needs to start hitting things with its gun now. So that means one's reloaded. It means the others can't be too far behind. And this Rhodium's already pretty badly hurt. There's another shot coming in. Straight through the back, cord, the detection module. Right, see, right there is the rangefinder came straight off of that. Don't ram. That's all I gotta say, Brie Munsters. And that really is Team Transition Metal's hope at this point. The Brie Munsters are pretty impervious to the gunfire from the Team Transition Metal so far, it seems. But it looks like rams, because they're so small and compact, ramming damage, which kind of spreads throughout the tank, can bring them down very quickly. So really what Team Transition Metal needs to do is what this Cobalt, I think, is trying to do, is ram its opponent. Only one Brie Munster has reloaded, though, so I'm wondering if the rest have lost their ammo barrels, or if because of other collisions or damage they've just had some setbacks. That one's just firing as fast as it can, though. It's trying. There you go. That one's on target. Boom! Right through the... Uh-oh, that's another one firing. I think... Oh, yes. Crossfire. The Rhodium's not long for this world if they keep that up. Of course, if they shoot each other, that will work splendidly for it. Seems that they focus the largest tanks first. Come on. This is taking forever. Oh, there we go. Big spray of blocks out the back of the Rhodium, knocking it clean up in the air. That might be it. No. Oh, those are wheels. Well, that certainly slowed it. You see the inaccuracy really hurting the Brie Munster's cannons. The fact this thing keeps zigzagging back and forth really makes it hard for them to hit it. They need these other Munsters to get in on the action and start firing. They need to get some direct hits to that center torso of that tank. Come on. It seems they reloaded piecemeal too. Only part of their autoloaders remain or have been loaded. There goes the cannon off the Rhodium. Not that it was much use to begin with. It's missing its internal turret anyway, which is a real shame. It probably could have done something with that turret if it hadn't been taken out before they started reloading. This is very reminiscent of a tournament I ran a while back last year called Warbirds. there was a plane. It was basically really, really small planes, and you could only use like propellers and dead blades to fly them. No jets allowed. Really small APS guns only, no missiles. And there was one plane that had a gun that relied on belt-fed autoloaders, and it basically was like an 18 or 60 millimeter gun. It was really small, but it fired so fast. It was like a machine gun, and it just shredded its opponents. The problem was that when it ran out of ammo, it had a very long reload period. It actually got taken out due to that because it spent so much time trying to reload that the enemy plane got behind it and just sank it, took it to the ground. Which is kind of, you know, I'm kind of sitting here wondering if that's what's going to happen to the Brie Munsters, because we do have 5 minutes 10 seconds remaining. And while you can't, while you can't fall out of the sky in this one, you can be disqualified because you didn't have enough hit points remaining. So they really need to start killing tanks, not just hitting them. There's some good damage coming in on this Rhodium. I really do think that they're... Oh yeah, we've got multiple tanks reloaded now, and they're starting to fire relatively quickly. They really, if they want to win this, they need to start killing these remaining transition metal members off. It looks like they've done a good job of keeping themselves alive, the remaining few. There goes one. They kill a couple of these cobalts or rhodiums. It could be very good for them. Let's take a look at this real quick. We have, oh, the rhodium's dead. Oh, the rhodium got despawned. Okay. Interestingly enough, it seems whenever a transition metal member... I love the explosion. Whenever one of these things gets cored, they get a huge burst of smoke release. That could be because a mechanic of the AI is that, you know, you kill the AI and it releases all the smoke immediately. But, I don't know, I thought that was kind of interesting. You could tell when they were getting ready to explode. I could be reading that all wrong. It could be just happenstance. Oh, don't do that. Oh, a little nudge there. It looked like it hit the wheel, so the collision damage didn't register. They're trying to kill this cobalt. Only the cobalts remain. I think there's, what, 4 Hachirokus remaining. We have 3 minutes and 15 seconds. They kill 1 or 2 more cobalts. It should be over. I think it's 50,000 was the limit, so it's 5,000 per Hachiroku. So we're looking at about 20, I'd say 15,000 materials worth of tanks on the field for the Brie Munsters. And roughly, 40%, that was despawning. So 4 more of the cobalts, and the cobalts are pretty much the cheapest thing on the force for Team Transition Metals. So I think the Brie Munsters will have it in hand. Yeah, I think they should be okay. Especially now they've completely despawned another cobalt. These guys need to stop focusing that guy. He's dead. You don't have many shells left, I'd imagine. You need to spend the remaining shells on... Yeah, don't start firing at that. See, this one now switched target to the nearest cobalt. I think they do fire at the large one because they were all focusing that rhodium down. They all went after the iridium first. They killed all the iridium, then they killed the rhodiums, and now they're killing... Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Look at this thing. It does not care that it's upside down. It is going to kill itself a cobalt, by golly. It's just sliding backwards because it's flipped, and it's just it's just firing its cannon. I love that. Unfortunately, I may have to disqualify it because it's, well, you know what? Let's see here. I'm going to look. Oh no, it's not even close to being out of range. Even if it did go out of range, it'd be kind of a lot of nonsense to disqualify it at this point. I don't know. Maybe it wouldn't. See, there's one running off over there. We're just not gonna bother at this point. This one, is that dead? Nope. It's just lost its AI again, or it's lost the will to move. Come here, little tank. Nom 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 nom. Looks like the cobalts are just going head first for that Brie Munster. Fortunately, the Brie Munster is too nimble for them. This thing, look at how it's still moving. Look at how little of it is left, and it's still moving. The turret hasn't popped. The engine's still rolling. The few wheels remaining are enough to just skid it around like it's nobody's business. It's taking shots left and right, and yet it's still moving almost too fast for me to keep up with it. Look at this thing. These are ridiculous. And it seems that Brie Munsters, well, with the exception of this one, have entered another reload period. Oh, a cobalt went up on top of this Brie Munster. It looked like it wanted to kill it. Fortunately, it missed with the rams. The Brie Munster's low profile means that, and because these cobalts like to rear up on their hind wheels, it seems that they can't even touch the Brie Munsters. So collision really isn't even a factor with these tanks. Yeah, look at that. It left them clean up in the air. That cobalt's chasing after a Brie Munster too, so that one's still in range. Oh, it's going to miss again. There's a shot coming in for a Brie Munster. It looks like Cobalt's firing. Everyone's still reloading. We're coming down to the last 40 seconds. And I think this battle is going to go to the Brie Munsters, but I will do a materials check when the timer runs out, just to make sure. We have 4 Cobalts versus 4 Brie Munsters, and we'll just have to see who has more materials remaining. The Brie Munsters are pretty badly hurt, so that could be a factor, but then so are the Cobalts. I think, yeah, 62, 81, 67, 81, and these are all, yeah, I think it might be the Brie Munsters. 5,000 apiece. They're close to, oh dear, yeah. That one's got to despawn too, so that's, and he's got 8 seconds left, so yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to call it. We do have one. Alright. I'm pretty sure that the, yeah, I paused it before it despawned, so we're gonna leave that one in there. It managed to survive the full amount of time, but yeah, if it had despawned, I wouldn't even worry about it, because it's 4 to 3, and yeah, I'm pretty sure. But we'll check this, and I will be back in just a minute with the results. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I have your winner. The Hachirokus and the Brie Munsters come to a grand total of 17,300 materials remaining, and that is going up against Team Transition Metal 146's remaining materials count of 6,922, making the Brie Munsters the winner of this match. So congratulations, Hikari. The Brie Munsters have proceeded to win in spite of going into a cheeseball formation, and they will be going on in the secondary brackets. And my condolences, Cythphn. Your Transition Metal team has been knocked out for good this time. Better luck next time, man. Thank you for both for participating, and thanks to all who watched us. I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, I have been Chromoid, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.